This video will help you to integrate RegisterBlast with Canvas. You'll need this if you want to use the testing center on campus to give paper or Canvas tests. It is going to be a lot easier to do this and a lot more efficient. So the testing center will be able to focus on proctoring students instead of spending a lot of time scheduling them. It's going to be easier for your students as well because they'll be able to choose a convenient time. And after you get to know this program, you'll find that it's really easy to use and you're spending less time with the makeup tests and all of that. And so here's my class. I want to show you how to enable it. We go to settings and then we go to navigation. And after navigation, I'm going to see testing, schedule testing. And so I'm moving it up to my side. I'm making sure it's enabled. And then I'm saving it. So it has to be above that line. And so now I see it right here. When I'm ready to start scheduling testing in the testing center, I can click on this. Okay. And I've already been playing around with it, but you won't see any of these exams yet. And so I'm going to click the plus sign and type in the test. And so I have chapter 2 is what the test is, and I'm giving it to reading skills. Now this is all of the classes that I have it set up in. And so you saw another class there too. And the day I want to start testing, I can start as early as today and how long I want to give it. Now I can narrow this down to 1 day, 2 days, whatever, but just keep in mind that you need enough time for the testing center to have appointments. Now there are times where the testing center is extremely busy, and so giving at least a couple of days is probably recommended. And now I can even do time restrictions. So if I don't want them to start at a certain after a certain time or before a certain time, I can do that here. Here are the minutes for the test. Now, if I have a student with accommodations, it automatically recognizes that when they register. And so if my test is 50 minutes long, a student with double or time and a half accommodations would then get 75 minutes. So this is the amount of time that you're giving normally for the test. I can add a submission here. So if I have a paper test and I want to upload the test here, that's fine. You can also bring copies by the testing center. Now we can't give a test that we don't have. So if you're giving a paper test and you started it today, make sure that you go quickly to the testing center, because once you put it in and it's approved, students will start to be able to register for it. And then here's where I do the type of test. Now we can do paper tests or Canvas tests. I'm going to do a paper test. And here's where I say, you know, who has the test, how I'm going to pick up the test when it's done, my telephone number, if we have questions. If it's a Canvas test, you'll put in the password, any notes. And then here's what students are allowed to use with the test. Now, if I have specifics, for example, notes and calculator, I might want to put what type of calculator and my specifications for the notes. Can it be any notes, single-sided, you know, a note card, whatever the instructions are, we can follow them if we have them here. I can upload an exam roster, or right here, I can put in my students in the class. Now, the first time is a little tricky, but after that, it's a breeze. So if I only need 2 students, I just type in their SCC email addresses. And when I start typing, if they've ever taken a test in the testing center since we've gotten RegisterBlast, their email will come up. Make sure that it's the @g.scccc.edu address, and we're good. If I'm allowing the entire class to test, I don't have to put anything here, because they'll all see it. If I'm only testing 2 students, I could also leave this blank, but that means that the entire class can register for the exam. So if you have some students who are not so great at paying attention and following directions, and you tell the ones that missed the exam to take it, they might register for it. What's great is that if I try to submit this and I don't fill it out completely, it will give me a error message, and then I can go and fill out the parts that I need. And then once I have everything filled out that's required, I click submit and we're good. And so here it is, it's unapproved. Shortly after they receive it, the testing center will look through it, make sure that they don't have any questions, and approve it. And at that point, your students will be able to register for it. And so once it's approved, they can go, students from their Canvas can go here and click schedule testing, and it'll come up. It is fairly intuitive for them to use. If they have accommodations, it will ask, you know, if they want to use their accommodations, and it will only allow them to schedule in your parameters. And once they schedule, all of your information that you put in there, so if you said they can use notes, will be on an email to them, and they'll get a confirmation email. If you have any questions, we are more than happy to walk this through with you the first time you do it. And if you have questions, just contact us at the testing center. Thank you.